So how do you start a solo ad business? As many of you may know, um, I've probably got about 300 people that started their successful solo ad business from what I've taught and the services I offer. So I know a lot about this particular topic. It is very enticing to get into the solo ad business because there's a few things. Traffic is something that every marketer needs, and it's easy to find orders. If you're trying to sell ebooks, stuff like that, you'll find it's very challenging to sell anything because it's a scattered market. But in solo ads, you can go to Facebook ads groups, and you can go to Udemy, and you can start building your business fairly quickly. The problem is in the sales until you have a business put up, and then you understand that it needs to scale. But I've kind of made a list here of how to do this, okay, or how traditionally you do it. Get ready to spend some money, okay? It is a very profitable business if you can scale it and not go bankrupt in the meantime. First of all, you're going to need an autoresponder. Why do you need an autoresponder? You need something that can guarantee you're going to be able to send an email out to a list member that gets actually put into their inbox so that they can open it and click it. When they click it, you get paid 40, 45, 50 cents, depending on the price that you can sell it for. So the ones that people typically use traditionally are things like GetResponse and Aweber. There are several of them out there. They're all very good. They all have pluses and minuses. Aweber is probably the best one. But there's real negatives about using autoresponders. We'll get to that later. Second thing you're going to do is you're going to need a source of leads. Now, if you've got to have these two components. You have to have leads that you can email, and you have to have an autoresponder that can deliver those leads their emails so that they can click on things. It's the click you get paid for, and that's where most of these guys go out of business, is they get too excited about generating clicks. So how do you get a source of leads? Well, I'm going to go through kind of just a wide range of different ways. One big way that I got into solo ad business is I had CPA products that had a opt-in form built into their sales letter, and I was adding 1,000 leads a day into my Aweber account at that time. So I was like, okay, got all these leads. I promote a number of affiliate products too, and when I'm done promoting the affiliate products, I sell solo ads to them. That's how I started in 2012. So solo ads, I've been in business 7, 8 years now. The CPA products worked really great for that. Product launches is another way. Now, these first couple methods are not something the average person is going to be able to do. If you're a product creator like myself and you can create great sales letters and attract people in, and you know how to structure your offer, CPA is great to go. You're going to lose money sometimes on it, but you make it up on your solo ad sales. Product launches, we did some huge product launches. The biggest one was in 2010 and 11. 2010, Massive Passive Profits had 40,000 buyers on my list. I made millions of dollars off that product launch because I was able to convert those buyers into other products. And some of them, like one webinar we did, generated over $300,000 in commissions. So having that huge buyers list is great. Not going to happen unless you do a big product launch. And the ability to do those type of product launches is very challenging. We hit the timing just perfect. I had the perfect sales letter, and ClickBank was really working with people doing biz op offers at that time, and we just nailed it. And we did another launch in August that year called Above the Matrix. We nailed it even bigger. But it became impossible to continue that going on because ClickBank finally said, oh, wait a minute, the refund rate is too high. It's affecting our ability to finance sales, so therefore, we can't keep doing this. We're going to lose our merchant. And so they really cut back on, the type of sales letters people were doing. And I don't blame them for doing that, but we were riding high. Fortunately, at that same time, we got into doing this on CPA products. And basically what it was is you landed on our sales letter, and we structured it so that here's a real quick questionnaire to see if you're ready to make money. They filled it out. Really all it was an email capture form. And obviously it comes up and says, yeah, you qualify, and it sends them to our sales letter. We had a hot sales letter that converted extremely well. and we were on the biggest CPA networks, and we were adding 1,000 leads a day to our funnels. And again, we were making money hand over fist with the CPA product until all the guys at ClickBank that were causing the refunds moved over to the CPA networks, and suddenly our refund rate was really high, and a credit card firm got into buying to get the guaranteed CPA stuff, and the recharge back rate was really super high, and that the administration and the money and the headaches was, we lost our merchant account like 3 times. It just became a nightmare that we couldn't handle, so we pulled out of that business. But at the same time, I was building a lot of leads, and I was selling tons of solo ads. And so I said, okay, I can do this. But at that time, I was doing broadcasts. So product launch is a great way. The other way a lot of people sell solo ads is they buy solo ads from other solo ad providers to build a list to sell solo ads. What's going to happen, though, is there's a lot of nepotism in this industry. In other words, almost everybody buys from me. Almost everybody buys from this other guy. There's like a half dozen of us that have tons of guys buying from us. So our leads get on everybody's list, and everyone else's list get on everybody's list. And before long, everybody's got essentially the same list, and that list becomes extremely jaded. And if you get enough of these emails that say "get rich quick," click 3, here, you get to the point where you're not really you're clicking out of curiosity more than you are clicking out of the sincere interest of looking at a product that you could potentially buy. So if you buy solo ads to sell solo ads, it's going to end up being a very diluted list that's not very effective, and very few front-end sales. You can build a list with pay-per-click ads, and it'll cost you $3 to $4 per lead, kind of expensive. You do media buys, which we do, and we can get our cost of leads way down. Use guaranteed lead programs, which I provide, and get your cost per lead from $1.50 down to like 30 cents a piece. And you can buy data, which is primarily what our business does. Now, data is complicated, and you have to make sure you get the data from the right sources. You have to scrub the data. You need to clean the data up in your own server before you transport it over to a clean server for mailing. And you've got to be prepared technically and emotionally to deal with the fallout of that stuff. So most people aren't going to do data. I only know like 3 people are really good at it. We do it in a huge way, because my business is only a small part of a bigger business that deals with commercial email, where we're delivering emails for companies like Target and Walmart, stuff like that. That's what my partner does. I don't know how to sell in that market, but he does. So that's a big difference. So those are kind of like your ways of getting leads. Mailing is really a trick, though, because what most solo ad buyers do is they write they get their swipe, and they go and they send a broadcast or a blast. Well, blast my list. And that email, you're going to have a large list to make this work. That email hits their autoresponder, and it's usually very aggressive emails. And as a result, there's a lot of spam complaints. And as a result of that, there's a lot of people who will push their list really hard. And the quality of their leads go down very quickly, because they're getting so many emails promising them the world, get rich quick type stuffs. And they end up in a position where the leads just opt out, or they just lose interest and they don't even open their emails anymore. And then suddenly that email provider, the solo ad provider, is paying for data that isn't going to do anything. So you got to know how to manage all that stuff. Just kind of technical. We set up automatic systems to clean our data and scrub it, and get rid of the people who aren't participating. And we don't send a single broadcast out to anybody. We do it all through automated follow-up sequences. How can you do that? Well, we have our swipe in a long sequence, and the link all goes to various links. But how we control our clients' orders is their link goes into our rotator system. So there may be 60 people getting in traffic from one email, from one link. And we don't change that link, because if we have to change the link, we got to go modify all 60 of those emails. But we also protected the link. It's also got a custom domain name. It's all these things that we do to make sure that we don't get blacklisted. Plus, Since we're not broadcasting, we're not dumping the same email to 500,000 people to where it's going to get blacklisted. We're dumping out, small segments of different emails every day in what we call pulses. That's how you do data, which is primarily what we do. Another great thing for people to do for leads is to do guaranteed leads, which is kind of like data. We have a guaranteed lead program. But mailing your list is probably the key thing you got to be careful, because you need, really a minimum of 5,000 leads in your database. And if you're buying solo ads, it's going to cost you about $5,000 to $6,000 to build that list up. And you'll probably make about $3,000 back. This is why most solo ad guys go out of business. You'll see them come in and leave, or they'll find a way to get lower cost leads very quickly. Broadcasts are a problem. The other thing is, most solo ad guys don't segment their leads. And this is why they lose their autoresponders, is what you want to do is make sure that your engagement rates continually stay steady or slightly go up. And so what you want to do is not mail those who don't engage. So what we do, even on our list, because we're paying for all these 258 or 256 SMTP IPs for our personal servers, and every time one of those things get blacklisted, it costs us $1,200 to kind of bring another SMTP server in and get it up to speed to where we can mail it. So we don't ever want to lose money that way. So what we do is we segment our leads so that only the openers get emailed to, and we only use a very long sequence of emails so that we're never dropping a broadcast, and so we're not sending the same email out to everyone in our database at any one time. We run our own servers now. A lot of people are going to go, oh, I got a HostGator account, I can upload software. Let me tell you, you're not going to be able to do this unless you really invest a lot of learning and a lot of money into it. We spent $200,000 on our platform, but I'm going to tell you, it's much bigger than the solo ad business in the BizOps side. BizOps side is about 10% of our total volume. So a lot of the money is coming from other parts of the email industry. And we've invested a ton of money into it because there's a great return if you do it right and you scale. And we scale at a very large basis, and we segment for each one of our niches that we're serving. So the next thing is how do you sell this traffic? Well, the first thing people do is they go to Udemy. Udemy is great. You'll get orders, but Udemy charges a lot of fees. There's a lot of filtration problems. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of buyers who just claim they didn't get any opt-ins, so you got to refund them. It's great. It's a great way to build up testimonials. Then what you do is you take those testimonials to your Facebook promotions, and there's tons of solo ad groups on Facebook, and you can promote, 35 cents, 40 cents a click. Here's a list of my testimonials. These are the offers I promote. Boom. Okay. So what we're talking about here is using Udemy to leverage Facebook. You will make way more money on Facebook than you will on Udemy. Udemy is a great way to start, but it's not a long-term thing. I recommend everybody does it to build up, 20, 30 testimonials that they can take out. And I had at one point 3,800 testimonials before I abandoned it because I just can't handle the bullshit, to be honest with you. And I've got plenty of business anyway. The other thing you want to do is your website. You want to set up, in our case, we have MLM Traffic Center, we have e-business traffic. We have a wholesale site called soloadbiz.org, which I'll talk about a little bit in a minute. And I have a couple other sites, and we promote those with what we call the Amplify traffic system. And I also do pay-per-click advertising on Facebook, and I post in Facebook groups. And I generate just tons of orders through that mechanism. And I don't have to worry about fees, filters, and stuff like that. Plus, we use a really high-quality link rotation filtration system called ClickMagick, which I'm going to recommend to everybody. You need to have a ClickMagick account. Now, there's some people who say, you can't use ClickMagick, they won't let you do certain things. Yeah, they won't let you scam their customers. I know the owners, and they're the only people I trust. And if you want to scam your customers, I guarantee you ain't going to be in business very long. So give that up. Use a great system for managing your orders. I set up my rotators. It filters junk traffic. It blocks all the bots. It takes care of what needs to be taken care of, so you're delivering quality to your clients, and you're able to efficiently utilize your traffic without wasting any clicks. Now, that's an awful lot of stuff to have to worry about, isn't it? And I'm sorry about the sun turning my face here, but that's an awful lot of stuff. You will probably invest a bare minimum of $10,000 before you start generating any good revenue. So it's a wonderful market, and we reckon everyone wants to get into it because they see people getting rich on it, and nobody that I know is really getting rich. There's a few guys doing pretty well. But probably the best way to get into the solo ad business is to start off with arbitrage. You go to soloadbiz.org and you buy the traffic, inexpensive. It's good quality traffic. Yes, I own the company. And you mark it up 10, 15 cents, and you sell it. Okay, you're not going to make much money on Udemy, but you're going to get some sales. You take those testimonials and you start promoting in the Facebook groups, which is free. And over time, you will build up consistent, steady business. I have guys doing 1,000 to 2,000 clicks a day at soloadbiz.org none of it on Udemy. I got guys starting out on Udemy and switching over to Facebook. And that's what we recommend you do. Now, if that sounds like something you want to do, go to soloadbiz.org to start accumulating, buying and selling and making money. Then you take your profits on that and you go ahead and buy solo ads and build your list. A lot of guys do that. What they'll do is they'll use us to help supplement their business that they've generated themselves. There's a lot of guys who try to do it on their own come back to us. It doesn't matter. It's there as a resource. My personal favorite website that I run and manage is ebusinesstraffic.org because we get some different traffic there that other people don't have, and it's a great little operation. So this is how to start a solo ad business. Now you could go buy a $3,000 course at the Warrior Forum on how to do this and pay that to Igor or whoever sells it. And they're great courses. And they teach you fundamentally how to do things. Or you can just go to soloadbiz.org, okay? And we have free training on how to run your solo ad business. How to set it up, how to buy and sell, everything else. And if you want to set up and do your own thing, go to Bulletproof Email Solutions. It will show you the number one thing you need to know if you're going to do a solo ad business from your email list at AOV or Get Response. You want to do segmentation, train you how to do that. And if you set up your own website and you want to drive traffic to that to sell solo ads, which is what I do, I have what's called the Amplify traffic system, which is going to launch here very soon. So we've got everything put together for people who want to be successful. Question is, do you want to be successful? It is attainable, it's doable, and I wish you all the luck in the world.